Okay, guys, I'm just trying to get the YouTube side going. But I figured, come plant with me. I'm going to do some seed starts for some more radishes. And now's the time I have to do it. And I figured, you know what? It would probably go a lot quicker if I was with all of you guys. So I am just setting up the YouTube side here. I got lots to do. I haven't even gone out to the greenhouse yet. I got to go out there. It's 9 o'clock in the morning. Hey, Sharon, Firefly. I'm just trying to set up the other side, the YouTube, so give me a minute because it's taken forever. I don't know what's going on. Well, anyway, so let me see if you guys can. Yeah, all right. So I filled up some pots. And before I do anything, I'm going to create some labels so I have them all done. I'm learning as I go. And these I'm going to put out in the greenhouse. I don't think I'm even going to put them. They're going to go straight out in the greenhouse. It's warm enough for onions out there in the greenhouse. So I got these little label spikes, 300 of them for like $8. So that was a good deal. I found them on, I can't remember if it was Amazon or I forget. Oh yeah, it was probably Amazon. I'm waiting on the little seed envelopes because I'm going to save my heirloom seeds. How's everybody? I know it's just a couple. You're probably all still over at Trust, but I got to do it when I can do it. So I'm not worrying too much about who's live right now. So this one is the Granex Hybrid. And these are like Vidalia onions. I just found that out actually on Bumblebee Junction. I was just watching. So I have some on my grow shelf that I started, but I did them in those plastic egg containers. But the roots aren't that small, so we'll see. So I'm going to do Granex Hybrid. I'm just going to put sweet and Vidalia so I kind of know. And these are from Burpee. And what's today, guys? What's today? Is it the 12th today? Hi, Sharon. Yeah, I'm not worrying too much now. I'm going to put, I watched M.I. Gardner and he put them in a 3-inch pot. And he did it with manure and compost, but I have my seed starting mix from Coast of Maine. So he did like 30 to 50. I'm not doing that many because I also have some sets that I planted, and I just ordered some actual transplants from a company that are already started in case these don't grow. I don't have the best luck with onions, guys. So I got them already started. I watched Rose Red plant hers like that, and I used the company she went with. And I watched Doug and Stacy's on theirs. There's a homesteading channel that they use. All right, I'm going to lay them down, and then I'm going to cover them with soil and pat them down and water them. How's everybody today? How are you guys? These ones are, I just made a breakfast. I hadn't had eggs in a couple of weeks now. So I made 3 eggs and I made a small little bit of hash, not like maybe like 2 spoonfuls. And I had this box of Idahoan hash browns. They're like strips, little tiny, And I had bought them at the Dollar Tree, so I made those. I'm not a fan of that stuff, but I had it sitting in my cabinet. So I'm like, you know what? I'm hungry. Normally, lately, I've been having for breakfast, I've been having a pita pocket, a half of a pita pocket with tuna fish, lettuce, and tomato. And it's just the half. And I think next week I'm going to switch it up and do chicken salad with some cut up grapes in it. Okay, so these ones now are going to be yellow sweet Spanish Utah onions. I've had these for a couple of years, since 2020. So these are yellow sweet Spanish Utah onions. I forgot to write onions on here. I like to, even though I know what it is, I still like to write onion. And this is going to be, these are heirlooms. So I'm going to write heirloom. That way, if they do work, I can save the seeds. I was watching Gardner Scott this morning on how to save radish seeds if you do them from heirloom. So I'm going to do the same with the onions. Literally, the heirlooms for the radishes, you have to designate an area. Hey, Southern Prepper. You have to designate an area for radishes because they grow quick and you can eat them fast, but you need to let the plants grow and die for several months till they get a pod on them and it dries out. So I might keep one plant in there or outside of just the heirloom ones. I got to find some heirloom radishes, though. I don't know if I have any heirloom. But I'm learning how to do the seed part, too. Hey, Joe. All right, so these, if I have space, I write the name of the company so that I know if it works. And if it doesn't, I won't buy them again. And today is the 12th. Love these. These are the perfect height because all the ones I got at the Dollar Tree, I bought a bunch at the Dollar Tree and they're so small up here, 10 for $1. And then this is so long that when I put them in my trays, the grow lights hit them and I had to trim them down anyway. So I found these a lot cheaper for $300, a wider writing surface and a shorter stick, which is what I wanted. So I might order another batch just to have a whole bunch because when these are ready to go in the ground or the greenhouse, I'm going to take this tag and put it in there with them so that I can, and then next year, if I do the same onions or the same plant, I will save the tag and just change the date. That's all. You can keep saving your tags. Now with onions, I was watching M.I. Gardner. You put a lot in there, and then you thin them out. Like I said, I've never done onions to where they actually grew, so we shall see. And these are the same ones I used last year, so we'll see. If they don't grow, I have all the other ones I'm buying that are started already. And then I'll toss those if they don't grow, the rest of them. Yeah, and then I'm going to go and do some radishes. And I found this at Walmart. This is Burpee, a seed starting tray. It's so cool. It's a heavy duty one. This one, like these, okay. So like these ones, they last just a year or two or a couple of years if you're careful. But this one is heavy duty plastic with a handle and then a tray underneath for the water. I should have bought more. I did. I should have bought more because they only had 1 or 2 left when I was there. If I like it and it works out, it's got the holes pre-done in the bottom. It's pretty neat. Pretty neat. And you can do slow growing plants like herbs and stuff in these, and you can leave them in here until you're ready to transplant them. They don't need to be up potted. So that's a pretty cool idea. I'm going to look on the Burpee site and see if they have other sizes. And, or I might go to Haas. Deep South Homestead gets all these seed starter trays, and they're heavy duty, so you don't have to. These ones, they get broken, and I broke a whole bunch when I was cleaning them, and they ripped down the side, and they're good for a year or two. So I'd rather have something in a heavier duty tray that I can use for the next 10 years. So now I'm going to do red pasta onions. Did I write heirloom on there? I did. These do not say heirloom. But yeah, the greenhouse I can do a lot of stuff in now. I mean, it's outside it was 60 and it read 80 in the greenhouse. And I had a long talk with my dad last night because he's been doing this since I was a baby. He has greenhouses the length of my house, and he's got whole gardens all over. He's got a couple acres of gardens, and he just does it to grow for himself and to sell at his little stand on the front lawn. But everybody's come to expect it every year. So every year his garden's getting greener. I mean, bigger. He's got like 50 blueberry trees, and he's got peach trees and grapevines and strawberry patch, and he's in his 70s. But I had a long talk with him last night, and because I needed a thermometer, I bought these big round thermometers that have the big numbers like a clock, but it's a coil on the back, and you got to set it. And I bought two of them, and I couldn't figure it out. And then I bought this, just the long rectangular one with the mercury that goes up, and I can read that. None of them were accurate except for the ones that were tall and skinny. But I wanted something digital so that I could have the time on it, like a clock, so that when I'm outside, I know what time it is. So he told me about one, but it didn't have the clock on it. But it was very reliable. It was $13. It served him well for almost 10 years. So I just bought that this morning. I spent an hour or so trying to fiddle with those freaking, and one of those I paid $15.99 for. And yesterday I bought more potatoes. I bought Chieftains, and I bought Kennebec, I think. Not a whole lot, but I'm going to do them in pots because I don't have any more space in the raised beds. Hey, Crazy Irish. Yeah, I said in the live at Trust that I was going live at 9 o'clock because that's the time I have to do it. And what was I talking about? Oh, yeah. So I'm going to do the potatoes in my potato grow bags that I used last year, and some pots, some big pots. I also ordered another Top Hat blueberry dwarf tree and from Gurney's, but I ordered that one for the greenhouse, and then you don't need a pollinator. So you don't need to have more than one tree. I thought you did, but you don't. So I bought that to put in up to a 20-gallon pot. So I'm going to do that in the corner where that empty space is. And in the winter, I'll put it in the garage. It has to be in an unheated garage or basement because it won't start producing blueberries for a good 3 to 4 years. Because you got to pinch off the blossoms, it says, and keep it in the winter. You don't have to feed it, but you have to water it every couple of weeks or so, or every month, to keep the soil moist. But it needs to be in a cool environment. So I figured, you know what? I'm going to get one for the greenhouse and see how well I can do that. Let's see what's today. Again, 4/12/22. Just trying different ways. I may have, if this all works, I may have a lot of stuff, but I have plenty of neighbors. There are elderly neighbors around me that I gave stuff last year to, so I can always give them to them as well. And Chris brought a lot of things to work last year. A lot of things. But it's worth me experimenting now to see what I can do. you know, and what I won't want to do again. So I'm putting the onions on, the red onions. Okay. I'm going to try the same situation with the celery. I have some growing over there, but it's just really tiny. And they were in the egg cartons, this plastic egg cartons. So it's just that much for the root. So I figured, you know what? They're just starting to pop up, but I figured, you know what? Let me try them in these 3-inch pots like my gardener did for the onions. All right, so this is celery. This is Utah. This is, again, something I had from last year. Frost tolerant, heirloom. So I got to make sure I label that heirloom. Hey, Sandra Moody. Hey, Mountaineer Mama. So, celery. Utah. Heirloom. I'm getting all dirty. But that's okay. I have this to do. I stubbed my toe yesterday. I hit my tip of my foot. And I had sneakers on, but I hit it hard enough against the raised bed outside that I cracked my toenail down the middle. Oh. And it's the toe that I have like a tiny little bit of pain every once in a while because it looks like it's kind of ingrowing. Not bad. Ever since I went and got a pedicure, my very first pedicure a few years ago, I've had problems with that toe, and I never went again because I don't like people messing with my feet. And I only did it to go with my daughter and have a Mother's Day, and I knew I didn't want to really do it. Wow, these celery seeds are tiny. I'm gonna stick them in there. I don't know how well they'll do, but they've been open for, whoops. Anyway, if they don't work, I'm going to get rid of them because I've had them forever, a couple of years now. Heirloom celery. And then hey, Gardener Leah. And then I write in my notebook everything that I grew and what soil I used so that I know. Okay, so that was the onions. I also have some that popped through still in my container here that I have. My Baby Boomer hybrid determinant. I really wanted to grow more determinants. I really wanted to try more smaller plants. So this is still damp. There's only 3 baggies left out of all the ones that I did in my video where I was germinating. Yeah, I know, Joe. I was having a freaking conniption when I did that. Oh, 2 of them sprouted. All right, that's perfect because I have a lot of tomatoes right now. Tomato plants started. I won't be able to fit them all in the 4x8 or the greenhouse, so I'll have to do some containers of them. But I have tons of fabric pots, so they did really good in fabric pots. So these are Baby Boomers. Hybrid. Determinant. Determinants I'll put in the greenhouse because they don't go so high. I may do 1 indeterminate just to have an indeterminate in there. I'm not sure. I know I want to do a large tomato and some cherry tomatoes in there. I have the middle aisle is for the tomatoes. So whatever I can fit in there. Determinant. Oh, Burpee is the brand. And there's 2 that sprouted. Look at that. Can you see it? I haven't been checking like I should. So I'm going to put that in the smaller one. I don't have much space on my grow shelves either. I got to keep in mind that because I didn't pull out both shelves this year. I just did one shelf. And I'm not bringing the other one up because there's just nowhere to put it right now. I have a mess I have a big mess over there. I have to clean up. I didn't vacuum yet from yesterday. I was going to vacuum. And I know I could do 2 in one pot, but I don't want to do that. I just want to do separate pots for each, even if it's the same. I just want separate pots. Just because it's easier for me to not have to, if it doesn't work, I'll take it out and toss it. But I don't want to have, this one's sprouted too, but it's barely sprouting. So we're just going to leave it. 2 is good enough. I grew so many. So this is a baby boomer hybrid. I like these bigger size sticks. More writing area. Okay. Ta-da! We had some beautiful compost. I was so shocked at how nice it was. It's been, because I knew nothing about compost, and I'm learning this year. I've learned a lot these last few weeks. That all that stuff back there has been sitting for 4 or 5 years. It's really good. Hey, Lewis. It's really good to use. So, all right. So I'm going to save that to write in my notebook. I found that keeping good records is the best thing. And I'm still undecided on whether I want to do one subject notebook for each plant that I do and just keep notes, or just stick to my binder. I'll probably just stick to my binder. But my binder is all stuff that I found online for information. My notebook that I have, I'm doing it by date and what I plant and everything. But I think because I don't grow so many different things, I could just do a 5-subject notebook with tabs, and that's a good idea. It would be easier because I have a 5-subject notebook I'm carrying around, so I can make tabs for each of the things that I'm using, and like what fertilizer, did it not like this fertilizer? Did it do better with that soil? Stuff like that. That's what my mom did. She has boxes, banker boxes full of 30 years of notebooks of planting. Okay, so my next baggie is parsley. Never grew herbs before. I think I got basil over there started. I'd have to look. Oh, these sprouted. Oh my gosh. I have buckets and buckets of, hey, Ginger Ninja, buckets are full of spices downstairs. But I figure, while I'm cooking, if I can get some fresh stuff, and I've never cooked with fresh herbs, always just stuff in the shaker bottles. Never went outside and just clipped, because I never grew anything. And I never bought in the store like a fresh bunch of parsley or basil or anything. Never, not once. And I bet you the taste is like 100% better. So that's why I figured I'd start some this year and just try it, because I've never grown any herbs. Oh, yeah, they all sprouted. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 sprouted. Can you put parsley all together in one little 3-inch flat? Or should I separate them? Do y'all know? Anybody know? Oh, God, Chris keeps pushing the table over this way. I don't sit here normally, so pretty soon it's going to be up against the wall. Just going to grab my soda. That's one thing I haven't researched yet is the parsley or the herbs, you know, growing them. So that's one thing I don't have any notes on. I just germinated the seeds and have a mess over here. I've been putting this off, guys. And I was freezing these last 2 nights. Oh, Ginger Ninja, say again. Okay, so I have parsley here that I sprouted. Can I put 1, 2, 4 in this 1 3-inch starter? Or do I have to do them each parsley separate? I've never grown herbs before. You'll have to separate them once they start growing. Okay, when you grow parsley, how far apart from each other do they have to be? Look at my little caddy. I had bought this caddy for the kids. They each had one. When we went in the car, they could put their food in it, like their cheeseburger, their fries, and their drink. And they outgrew them. So I have it I have all my tags, my pens and markers, my teaspoons for the fertilizer, my garden gloves, and my snippers. I thought that was adorable. I have one for in the greenhouse and one for in here. So when I seed start in here, I'll have everything in there. The one in the greenhouse, I also have the little clips to clip the vines, tomatoes and cucumber vines. I have Ginger Ninja soaker hoses that I haven't put in yet. Thank you, Ginger Ninja. Okay, let me go back up. Hold on. I'm yapping and I didn't read the comments. Hold on. I hate this laptop shit. Oh, I can't get it to go up. There we go. 1 part in water with dirt on the bottom and about a 1/4 inch of dirt on the top. I always plant quite a few in one pot and then take them out when they're about 1 inch or 2 and put them somewhere else. No, Prepper 101. No. All right. 6 inches is a minimum. All right. I have 4. Oh, there goes my phone. I'm ignoring that. So what I'll do is, you know what? I will use these little starter trays. Should I use these little starters? These are like little starter trays. Or should I use the 3-inch pot and do like 1 in each one? Parsley gets big, so I give them at least 6 to 12 inches. Oh. Hey, Lisa. I'll put them in the 3-inch pots. Well, I have 1 2-inch right here. We'll do that one. We'll do that. How? Where's my parsley? I don't know how deep to do it. See, I should have See, I didn't research. I've been spending all my times on onions and potatoes and all these other veggies that I didn't look up. I didn't look up. My dwarf peas started sprouting too. Outside. Ginger Ninja, the corn you gave me sprouted. So I planted them in the ground over there. And I covered it with a mesh basket. They're growing. Even so, the weather is not hurting them right now. I'm just experimenting to see if it was too early or not. I didn't plant them all. I just planted 2 kernels just to see. but they sprouted in the house, got really tall, and now the leaves started shooting out already. I did 2 of yours and 2 of these heirloom ones that I bought. And that was it, just 4. Where is the parsley? Where is the parsley? What the heck? Am I going over it? Look at all these radishes open. These different radishes. I did watermelons and cantaloupes, and they're on the grow shelves doing wonderful, but my dad said it was too early. We'll see. If they don't take, then I'll start more when it's time to start them. My lettuce has started doing good too. I never grew lettuce either, or celery or carrots or any of those. I've done basically just cucumbers and tomatoes. Why can't I find my parsley packets? What is going on here? Here it is. With 1/4 of a line. Sow seeds thinly and cover with 1/4 of a fine soil. Oh, that's not bad. Okay. All right. Seedlings emerge in 14 to 21 days, then about 6 inches apart when seedlings are 1 to 2 inches high. I'm going to put that in the front because I'll forget. I think it's starting to rain outside. So you know what? In this 2-inch pot, I'm going to do 2 of them, and then I'll do 2 in this other one. And then I'll thin them out as needed. That's what I'll do. The roots are kind of long. I probably should have checked them before. That's all right. It's just experimenting. I got millions of seeds. I mean, millions of seeds here. I keep buying seeds. I have a problem with potato starts and seeds. But you can't have enough, with everything going on. Next year, I won't have to run out. But I know me. I'll go out anyway and get more seeds. Just because there's new stuff that comes up, for plants. I've been getting all these seed catalogs sent to me now. Oh my God, Sharon, we can't hear you anyway. I plant a bunch and pull out starts and put in other pots to mix. Oh, that's a good idea. I got a whole bunch of potting soil mixed too, so I can do little pots everywhere, like along the whole edge of the greenhouse. Inside there's a lip. He made a big enough lip so that I can put pots there along the section that's going to have the low fruit, the low veggies. And I'm going to do stuff around the edges of the tomato beds and things like that. I put onions in where the tomatoes are. All right, so we're going to do 2 of those. Parsley. Plain or single Italian. Burpee. Four, 12, 22. And I write so small that I can cross it off if I don't use this one for that next year. Or a white, a magic eraser works too to get these off. It's just very time consuming. I did like 30 of them the other day on last year's. And magic erased them all with hot water. And then I laid them on a towel on a cookie sheet to dry. and then I can reuse them that way. Also cut up a mini blind. I had an old mini blind that was broken, so I cut the slats, and I use those too. I use these out in the greenhouse to mark which bed was going to have what in it. And then when I bring these plants out, I'm going to stick these in there so that I can have them. All right, so the parsley's all transplanted. What else is in this last one here? Is pickle bush cukes. But I have so many cucumbers started, so I won't be too upset if these didn't germinate. Gardener Josh is in here. Hi, Gardener Josh. Then I got to go get the stuff off the shelves. I got a marigold that sprouted too, which I've never grown a flower. That's going to get put in the greenhouse until it's ready to go out in the planter box, because I'm putting it in the same box as my tomatoes. And I bought a whole bunch of what I got at the Dollar Tree. I don't know how great they're going to be, but I got a calendar for in the greenhouse too, in case I need to jot notes down. Dollar Tree has the dollar ones. I got this way before they turned to $1.25. I always buy a couple at the beginning of the year for, wherever I might need them. But I got these from the Dollar Tree to stick in the raised beds throughout the garden. And look at this Ginger Ninja's garden hose that she got me. I bought another one at the Dollar Tree, so now I have two. But I bought a whole bunch of these, and then I bought some black ones the other day, so I'm going to stick them in all the raised beds. And then I took a pair of my dishwashing gloves to keep outside in the greenhouse, in case I get a cut or something and I don't want to get it dirty. I can plant in that. Okay, so 2 sprouted, which is good because I don't really need any more cucumbers right now. I have so many over there. Yeah, I already made my list of, I'm getting Black Cow next year because I found out Home Depot has it, and they were pretty much all last 2 bags, whether they're going to get more in. But I'm going to stock up on Black Cow to top my raised beds next year when I'm redoing them. Because I see Bumblebee Junction doing that for all their raised beds. When they restart every year, they throw just a little bit of Black Cow on the top and mix it in. And they always have beautiful stuff. So I'm going to get Black Cow. I'm going to get Peat Moss or Coco Coir, Vermiculite, Perlite, Lime, bags of each, big bags of each. And we're going to, when we need to eventually, because I don't want to be stuck in another year or 2 with nothing because the stores are out. I went to Walmart yesterday to get Dr. Earth's. I had bought 4 bags of Dr. Earth's the other day. And I bought 2 bottles of fish emulsion. I went back because the bottles of fish emulsion were $20. I remember last year they were $10. $20. And at Home Depot, they were $25. So I went back yesterday. They had 4 bottles of fish emulsion left. The big 1 gallon. And that you put on your plants like every 2 weeks. So I bought all 4. And they had no more Dr. Earth's, so I'm going to order a 50-pound bag of Dr. Earth's and have it sent here. Or I figured it out because the shipping was $40. So it would have been like $130. So I figured out if I can find it at another Walmart for the 4-pound bags, or they're $10 a piece, it's cheaper because I won't have to pay the shipping. So I'll just get enough to store for next year. But I'm storing up all kinds of fertilizers. Everything I need, I'm getting this year so that next year I don't have to leave the house. I don't have to worry about not having it with the fertilizer shortage. I'll have it. And I can start planting right away and not have to, I have actually bought several bags of seed starting mix, the Coast of Maine seed starting mix. I used 1. I have 4 more. And I have a whole bunch of seed starting mix Burpee in the shed. And that way, Now that Chris doesn't, next year he's not going to have to build anything. Everything's going to be set. We just need to freshen up the topsoil. I have Epsom salt, bags of Epsom salt. We have a nice compost we realized was really good back there. That's what we filled all our raised beds with. All the raised beds. He sifted the compost. It's been sitting there for 4 or 5 years. It was beautiful soil. And he sifted it, wheelbarrowed it over, filled all the raised beds in. In the big raised beds outside, we used old logs that are breaking down, sticks, cardboard, brown leaves that had dried. Put all that down, and then he put the compost on top of that, a bunch. And then the last 4 to 6 inches at the top, we used our potting soil. And yeah. Oh, this is burpee. So, because I really researched this time what I wanted to do. I just didn't, because last year, I only threw the plants in and I never fed them. I didn't feed them at all. Didn't even realize I had to feed them every 2 weeks or whatever, because I didn't do my research. I had just thrown stuff in. All that stuff I grew was from, and I noticed my Roma tomatoes just weren't the greatest. They were edible, but I didn't like the looks of them. Plus all the rain we got all the time outside. So this year, I've really researched my soil. I got the coast of Maine, which is like the Cadillac up here of soil. It's expensive, but it's the best soil around here. And that's what I did. I figured, you know what? We won't have to change it out for years to come, a couple of years. We'll just have to amend the soil, add more compost. We have so much back there. We could just compost on top of it and keep it going. I'm just putting some seed starting soil in here. Give me 1 minute. So yeah, that's why everything has been done slowly. Like everything on the greenhouse that he built, we've done it slowly. We've gotten exactly the right stuff the first time, because we literally had to tear down the first frame of the greenhouse he built because he used crappy wood that was molded out when it got wet and rained on for half the summer half the fall last year. So we went and saved up the money and bought pressure treated for the frame. We bought a storm door when I said I wasn't going to buy one. But you know what? I wanted it to be less of a hard time for me trying to pull plastic off and screens up and this and that. And so I want it to. And then yesterday I'm out there and my hose, where the hose meets the metal part that attaches to your watering device, it was spewing water out at me. So he's got to cut the hose and refit it with a new ending. But luckily I had a spare one. Let's see, where's my pen? So, if I don't have the right, and then I've been filling up my watering can off from the pool cover to water the plants because it's fresh rain. But it's hard on my arms because he didn't have the hose hooked up. So now it's hooked up and I'm still using it. And then I forgot we had the water barrel filled. That filled up with rain. So, okay, so my 2 pickle bushes are done. I'm not going to plant these 3 seeds. They're not sprouted. Okay, so those are all done. I'm going to be right back. I'm going to put it in a pump sprayer. And I bought 3 of those pump sprayer bottles. And I think one I used for fish emulsion, and it thickened and gooed up and I couldn't get it through. So I have to really pressure clean those out. And with warm hot water, and that's going to be another project. Luckily, where the greenhouse is where the water barrel is, so I can just fill up I have 2 or 3 watering cans, and so put one down there as it's filling. Or now that I have the right hose on there, I can just bring it right in the greenhouse. I have the long wand with the different settings on it, a light setting, different spray settings. And it reaches all the grow beds outside. So we made sure that the hose was long enough for all of that. Okay, so here's all my starts. I'm going to go put those on the shelf. And this soil is nice and damp because I put hot water in it last night. And I don't have any room. But I have to take these off, so I'll have them now. I'm going to take off my lettuce, or whatever this is, I forgot. These are the clear egg carton trays. This is heirloom M.I. Gardner Hanson crisp head lettuce. But I noticed they're drying out within hours, so I'm going to transplant them in these things here. I just gotta find a place for. I watered these this morning and they're already really dry. I was just trying to experiment. Okay, I'll be right there, guys. I just gotta get something to prop up my. I had to get a little stick to prop up my the left side because one side is in the middle and it kind of goes down. Oh, it's pouring outside. Well, I don't have to water outside. That's good. I have enough space for one more flat. Just adding a little water to this tray. I should have had him put both trays, whatchamacallit. I mean, especially now that I have the greenhouse, I probably should have had him bring up both grow shelves like we did last year. I said to myself I wasn't going to do as many plants this year. All right, let's start with I'm gonna do a video. I'm gonna do a video in a little while later of all the plants' progress on the grow shelf. Yeah, I know, Sandra. I'm learning as I go, definitely. All right. What is the name of this again? But every once in a while I'll be doing something and I'm like, oh, let me try this. So I'll get up and I'll try that. And the worst that can happen is I have too many and I just give some away to somebody. That's all. You know? Just give them away to somebody. Or I have plenty of elderly neighbors, you know? All right, so this is, I'm going to write it down. I'm just trying to find a stick that's short. Why is that written on? Why is my stick written on? What the heck? I have a baggie for all the ones that I've already written on to keep them separate. I don't know. I'm trying to find a short one. There we go. I'm gonna start some. I didn't even start radishes. That's what I wanted to do, was start radishes. Yeah, I have a bunch of solo cups in the shed that I cut holes in and started that way too. And I got the different color ones, like the neon colored. I thought that was cool. Okay, so this is Hanson. Oh, this is heirloom. Hanson improved crisp head lettuce. It's pouring outside. M.I. Gardner. $4.20. Oh, $4.12. Yesterday, I went to the store to get some fresh produce and stuff and breads and buns. They had no hamburger hot dogs buns like the store made that they usually have. Hardly any other brands either. And no white powdered donuts. Like only the big white powdered donuts that come in the variety pack boxes. But my son never asked for donuts and he wanted the little white ones. Nobody had any. Like, you know, those bags of little Debbie Hostess donuts or whatever? None anywhere. None. I hope I didn't throw this seed box away. Let me see. Really hasn't like the flour and stuff is still pretty well in stock up here. But I am going to start saving for a Wonder Mill wheat grinder. I don't know if I talked about that already. But I got to get, I have a couple things of wheat berries in the number 10 can, so I need to get a wheat grinder. All right. Lettuce. Hope I didn't throw here's a lettuce. Oh no, here it is, right here. I did Bibb lettuce. Okay, here's the Hanson improved. So I can see. Hi, Hope. Thanks for hanging in with me. I know it's pretty boring, but figured, you know what, it'll make my time go a little faster. So these ones, oh, an old family heirloom. So these are heirloom. Oh yeah, I already wrote that. It says here, refreshing in taste. This variety are great for those that love iceberg, which I do. I love iceberg. I know it gives you no nutritional value, but I love it. But want something a bit crunchier. Great to add on deli sandwiches or toss up for a salad. This tight round head of lettuce will be ready to harvest when it gets to be 5 to 8 inches wide. Lettuce always tastes sweeter when harvested in the cooler weather. Start indoors 2 to 3 weeks before last frost. I'm a little late. Direct sow after last frost date. Seed spacing 2 inches for leaf, 8 inches for head. So, now these all sprouted already. So, they're already getting their second set of leaves too. I'm wondering if I should just plant them in these to keep and then replant them up again, or just start them in the 3-inch. Days to germinate, 2 to 12. 80 days to maturity. Plant spacing, 2 inches for leaf and 8 inches for head. So 8 inches apart. I might as well just use the 3-inch pots. I'm never boring. I didn't get a lot of wheat berries, Sandra. I bought, I think 3 or 4 number 10 cans from the LDS cannery. But I now got to get the wheat grinder. But I'm not going to waste my money on a cheesy one. I'm going to get the Wonder Mill electric one. And for a hand one, I'll get like a less expensive one. Because you want a hand one too in case you can't get power. So. All right. So I'm thinking maybe I should just separate them out now while they already have their second set of leaves. And that way, let's see. So I'll just throw some seed starts in them. And that way I'll just put one in each one so I don't have to change out the pots again. It's pouring. Let me get a seed tray. I'm never boring. Oh, please. I even bore myself. Kidding me? I bore myself, girl. It's so funny because I sliced my hand the other day, my palm, on the red and burgundy curtains over there on my shelf on a safety pin that Chris had, because he pinned all the fabric on the sides to sew it. And I was messing with it to try to get it up, and I sliced my palm of my hand all the way up. And I'm bleeding and bleeding. I couldn't get it to stop. And then Chris is outside this weekend and sliced his finger. He sliced his finger. And he's got this big ass bandage around it. And then all of a sudden I see the bandage go flying when he was doing something. The bandage flew off into the pile of dirt. And I'm like, come in the house. And I'm bandaging him up. And he's like, you know, I'm strong because I'm going very gently with the bandage and the tape, you know, because I'm thinking I'm working on a child. He's like, you know, I'm a lot stronger than that. I can handle it because I'm babying it, like, you know. So I tell him last night, I was just messing with him. I'm sitting there at the computer and I turn around and I'm like, you know what, Chris? I said, this is probably going to be the only year I'm going to garden. I don't think I'm going to go through all this trouble next year. He just looked at me with a stare like he wanted to shoot me. He goes, at least do it this year. I did all this work. Can you at least try it and at least do it? If you don't want to do it again next year, then that's fine. You don't have to do it. But after everything, I was just, like I said, I was just messing with him, you know, to see what his reaction was. Like, oh, I don't really want to garden now, you know. But, oh, my God, you should have seen his face. He just stopped, didn't even say a word for a little while. And then he's like, okay, if you really don't like it this much, just do some this year, and next year you don't have to anymore. Maybe I'll start eating. I don't like spinach wet and cooked. I like it dry in a salad. I can do that. No problem. I should start eating more of that. I should. Okay, so I filled my cups. I'm going to do them in the 3-inch cups. I have never transplanted lettuce before, so I don't even know what I'm doing. Let's see. I have no clue. I'm just going to take the big plants. I don't have a clue what I'm doing here. They're so delicate. I'm taking the biggest plant out of each. Okay. How low did I say to go? I don't know. We're just going to put it in the hole here. Right up to where it was. There we go. Yeah, that looks good. I probably should start them out in a bigger tray. I would just have these egg cartons, and I'm like, you know what? Let me see what I can start in there. Whether anything grows now or not. And these are going to go out in the greenhouse because it's warm enough to go out there. It's like 20 degrees hotter in that greenhouse than it is out in the outside. I'm using a piece of mini blind to get it out of the tray. Oh yeah, these have some deep roots. They're still so small and fragile. Oh, We'll see what happens now. If they don't grow, I'll just pull them out and put something else in there. This one's already got like 3 leaves on it. Just there's no room for the... Both of these have like 3. You know what? Oops, they're stuck together. I'm just going to stick them right in there into one big hole. I'll thin it out as they get bigger. Not going to mess up their root system that much. I'm going to keep it kind of the way it was. Yeah. Hot. Let's see here. All right. I know. I got to stop starting things before I know where they're going. Honestly. I shouldn't even have started half of this stuff until the greenhouse was ready because I really didn't want to do more work than I needed to. I kept saying, oh, I'm going to wait and just get everything into the greenhouse and, when it's good planting weather in May. Well, no, I freaking kept going. And I just started all different things in the house and I'd watch all these channels. I'm like, oh, that looks like a good idea. Let's do that. And, and now I got all this stuff started that I really didn't want to start. Each one has 2 of them in them because they were planted so close together. So this plant has 2. Oh, no, that one died out, but the big one is still there. I'm just shoving them in. Hopefully they don't die. If they do, then I haven't. There. Propped it up with soil. The last one, I am going to throw just a seed in there. These little ones I'm not even going to transplant. They're so tiny. They're so delicate, they'll probably just break. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to throw a couple seeds in here and start them from seed. See if that works. Just because. There we go. And I'm going to do one label for, oh no, I better not. Because knowing me, I'll move. You know what happened last year is I did one label spike. And I'd put them this way and then I'd put another for another row. But then I started moving containers around. And they were all mixed and I didn't know what was what. So no, I'm going to stick a label for each one. I know it's a pain in the butt, but I'm going to do that. I'm making a mess, guys. I'm making a mess. All right. I have dirt all over here. Boy. Oops. Oh, Sharon, you got to go out today. I did that yesterday. My whole plan yesterday was to be doing this and a few things outside because it was beautiful. And I ended up going to the grocery store, like I said, to get the breads. And they had, did I say they had no hot dog and hamburger buns hardly at all? Just these big, huge buns, you know, like the ballpark ones that are huge. My burgers shrivel, so I get a burger this big and then the bun's out to here. But they didn't have hardly any hamburger or hot dog buns. Usually our stores have their own brand, like Big Y brand or whatever. Nothing. And the bread they did have was so expensive and hard. It was like, I don't know. That's why I was telling Chris last night, I'm glad I stocked up on bread flour, wheat flour, all-purpose flour, and yeast. Because if I have to, I can make a loaf of bread. And I can learn how to make buns. I see a lot of recipes that people make their own hamburger buns. Because I don't know about you, but I can't have a hamburger without a bun. I know some people that, you know, are really watching their carbs will have burgers without the bun. I just can't do it. I can't do it. I just cannot do it. Yeah, Sandra Moody. That's what we did last year, is I had used soil from the year before. This year I started with all fresh soil because I noticed the soil that I had, I put some of the peas and the radishes. They're okay, but they're not doing the best. They're growing. They're just very slow. And I didn't amend it at all. I just threw soil in there. So we took some of the really crappy soil and dropped it across the yard into the compost pile to re-go through it over the year and return it and everything. And also I'm using it in my totes because I'm trying tote gardening too, like Robbie and Gary from California do. I'm putting totes and scraps, household scraps like peels and things, and toilet paper tubes, and I'm letting it all break down and compost into making my own soil. And she grows in totes, and she grows massive stuff in totes. And it's all on plastic chairs level, so she doesn't have to do any bending. So outside, I'm throwing a couple in. So that's what we do with our old soil, is we bring it out there, or we amend it and throw it in the bins with new stuff. All right, so where's my pan? Oh, you know what? These are going in the greenhouse, so I'm just going to use these. I'm going to use the mini blind slats. And what did I say it was? It was M.I. Gardner, so crisp head lettuce, M.I. Gardner. Are they annuals? Did I say if they were heirloom? I can't remember. I know, CJ. I love Robbie. And her husband kept saying he was never going to grow in totes. And he now grows in totes. These are heirloom. Okay. He even did a raised bed stand for his totes. He has like 4 totes, and it's just some cinder blocks with like a bed frame slat. He made it look like a bed frame, those slats, and he put all his totes on it. And I thought that was ingenious. The thing is, I have all these raised beds out here. If I asked Chris to do that, he'd freaking shoot me. Excuse my language, but he would. He's like, no more projects, Lee. No more projects. That way, if these plants die out, I didn't waste my good label stakes on them. I just used my mini blind ones. crap. I did seeds in that last one, right? Just seeds. I didn't transplant. That last one was just seeds I poured over, I believe. Crap, I can't remember. I have to research on, hey, as above, I have to research how to save the seeds from the lettuce. These are heirloom. So if I can save these seeds, if we like it, I'll have those too. I like these little slats. They're perfect. That's me, Ginger, last year. That's why I do it now. I label everything and I have the notebook. Like once I'm done here, I'm going to take this all and write it in the notebook. What I started today, what kind of soil. I found that going back to do it is a pain. So every time I plant something, I sit down and I write what it is and I take the time to do it. Chris was getting aggravated with me, I know, but you know what? I'm the one that's going to be like, all his work is done, the heavy building and stuff. It's me. All the planting is me. So I need to be organized. So, yeah. Once all this is all done and everything's completely done and planted, I'm going to go through my seed containers and I'm going to separate my heirlooms and keep those separate, I think. All right, I need, where are my, I bet you I brought them outside. Knowing me, I still have pasta over here. I got a Mylar up. Oh yeah, and I got these from Ginger Ninja too. These mini glass containers that she put in my goodie box. I might use those for some seeds too. I have so much crap over here. Where are my seeds? I bet you they're out in the ground. I'll be right back, guys. Right back. You want to go on the porch, Jack? Go ahead. So, it's rained on everything out there, which is nice. I don't have to see all my mini blind slats? Literally hundreds of them. Hundreds. Awesome plant markers. Because then if they get ruined or whatever, I don't care about throwing it away, you know. What are you guys growing this year? Anything? Anything good? I don't like a whole lot of stuff, so it's very limited on what we grow here. I have two, Sandra Moody, and I'm debating on buying another one just for my heirlooms because my seed supply is getting huge. But I also have this big square tote with a lid that pops open on both ends. And it's a divider in the middle. It's a meteor tote for your like CDs and stuff. it's about this deep, and it's a square, and I have 2 of those. I've had forever, like 20 years now, and but it's clear. So it would be like this. I'd have to pull it out, and I like the colored ones because it keeps a lot of light out. So I don't know. I might just get another one and do just heirlooms and that. That way I have more ways, because on this I want to break down my tomatoes, like cherry tomatoes and big tomatoes, but then I want to break it down into indeterminate and determinate and have a box just for each one. So if I got a 3rd box, I could do that. I might. I always get the Michael's coupons and stuff. So it'd only be like $14 if that. Okay. Well, they didn't die since I touched them. You're doing, I don't do beets, Brussels sprouts, asparagus, turnips, squash, I don't do all cauliflower. I don't do that. I'm going to start some broccoli because the ones that I started was in the crappy soil and they're just not really, they're poked through, but they're slow. And I think it's the soil. So I'm going to do some broccoli today because Chris likes broccoli. Although I do have plenty of Thrive Life. Oh, speaking of Thrive Life, spring sale starts the 19th. With a lot of stuff is 30 to 50% off. It's in addition to what's already on sale for, the April sale. I got my notice in yesterday on what's going to be on sale. Let me go get it and I'll read it off to you while I got you here. Yeah, it's the spring sale. They have it every year. It's going to be the 19th to, I think, the 25th. I don't remember. It's the last day of the week. Instant milk, tomato powder, green beans, mushroom pieces, mashed potatoes, blackberries, strawberries, green peas, a new one, confetti cake bites. I'm getting that. Instant black beans, instant red beans, and instant pinto beans. Those two, the instant red and instant pinto, I have been waiting for them to keep coming back in stock. So I'm stocking up on instant milk, instant red beans, instant pinto beans, and I'm going to get some confetti cake bites. Okay, at the bottom it says, this is only for a limited time. You can get the butter powder, the gluten-free flour, and the honey crystals. It's going to be a lot cheaper. $2 cheaper, it looks like. The honey crystals, it's $13 when they're normally $15 and some change. The flour is $22.60 for the family size can, and it's normally $26.59. And the butter powder is $21.41, and it's normally $25.19. So those, but that's only for this limited time for the year. And then they have all the system, the storage systems on sale. But I'm not getting all that. That's just, to me, that's a waste of money. Oh, yeah, it's good from the 18th to the 25th. Well, no, the 19th. The consultants can buy on the 18th. But the delivery customers, it's the 19th to the 25th. Some of this stuff is up to 50. The instant milk is 50% off. And then 40% off, 30 and 25. So the butter powder is good. It tastes, I put it on, like I mix it with water and I mix it on my potatoes, my everything. Yeah, it's good. Cheese powder. I haven't tried the cheese powder yet. Sandra, have you tried the cheese powder? The tomato powder is really good. That thickens up your stuff, and it's got a really great flavor. I have never tried the confetti cake bites. That's new. So I'm getting a couple cans of that, and I'm getting the red and the pinto beans, the instant. Because what I want to do this coming up fall, I know I said I was going to do it this past fall, but I want to do meals in Mylar and meals in jars, and I'm going to do videos on that for sure. I just got to get the recipes, and I've been waiting for the beans to come up and available so that I could do it. Some rice, beans, chicken, all thrive right into the Mylar bags. I got the Mylar bags, the camping size ones with the zipper that have the bottom that folds open, so you can throw in your backpack. So I bought them for the videos. But yeah, this is in addition to what's already on sale for April. So this is really good. This has all kinds of stuff. Not really meats, I noticed. But you got your monthly sales for that. But yeah, so I'm definitely getting those items. Definitely. I know I should do a video, and my consultant upline, she did a video for the April specials, and she shared her screen and showed how to go about ordering and everything. I might do that so that people can see that are not familiar with the screens and everything. It's just taking the time to sit down and doing it. And I've never done a video like that where I've sat down at the computer. So I don't know if my webcam can do a live video. Do a video. I go live on it all the time, but I don't know about actually shooting a video. I've never done that. So I got to fart around with that. And I may do the video and then make it a premiere so that I can be in chat. I'm not sure. I got to practice. I just have such a lot of things going on right now. I got to be a better consultant. I know. I just don't want to push it on people, Plus, Crazy Irish is a consultant too. So if anybody ever has any questions, you can ask her too. She's pretty knowledgeable. All right. So all my crisp head lettuce is in. I'm going to go put that over on the tray, and I don't have room now on my but these are all going to go out in the greenhouse later. I'm going to stick them right out in the greenhouse if I can find room. I don't know. I might keep them in here overnight to see if they don't die on me. Oh yeah, Sandra. Yep. Popcorn. So I'm going to just water these in a little bit. I'll be right back. I don't even have space on my shelf. What am I going to do? I'm just going to water these in. I have a spray bottle here. Oh, one fell over already. See, I think I disturbed them too much. That's all right. All right. What are these? These are carrots. I have all these little ones. See, I have carrots that started. I don't know why I started them in these things, though. I probably shouldn't have, because they're just so small. And there's no holes at the bottom. And then this one is heirloom yellow sweet Spanish onions. And literally 1, 2, 3 popped out. So I think I'm just going to toss those because I started a whole new flat of them. Because I need space on the grow shelf, and this stuff is just not really doing anything. Because I think it dries out so quickly that, yeah, these dry out so fast because there's like no water. And I'm having a spray, and my hand's getting all arthritic because I'm spraying. So I'll probably just put the seed start mix back into there and make room on my shelves this way for the big pots. Now I know not to start things this small in here. It's just not worth it. Let's see here. I'll just stick it in here for now. Throw these containers in the trash. Well, in the recycle. I still got more over there too. Yeah, Sandra Moody, I know. I do the same thing, and I really want to start getting other people in and saving money too and stocking. You know me, I want them to stock up for these emergencies we're going to have. Me and Chris were talking, and I feel so much better having all my Thrive downstairs, especially the chicken, and because of all the avian flu that's going on. We were talking. I'm like, I am so glad I stocked up on all that chicken at the butcher over the summer, and all my Thrive Life chicken, because we have plenty that we don't have to worry now. It was purchased way before the flu came, you know, and we don't have to worry about it being bad, especially the freeze-dried ones. Freeze-dried ones are fine. You know, the freeze-dried ones, they're not going to have salmonella in them or anything. Okay, let me get my last two. Okay, so these ones look like they're doing better. But again, I started them in these little thin things. There's no holes at the bottom for drainage or anything like that. These are the Granex hybrids. So these are like the sweet Vidalias. But I just planted some, so I'm probably just gonna can you transplant them this small? Yeah, Sandra, I use the sour cream powder all the time, and I use the cheeses. I love the cheeses, and I use the chopped chicken. I'm always making myself a chicken salad for a chicken salad sandwich. Just when I want one, I just take 1/3 of a cup and I mix it up, or a 1/2 cup or whatever. Yeah, I've been using it a lot more lately because when I'm home, I'm trying to eat healthier to get my numbers down. So I'll make one little batch of chicken salad, and let it sit in the fridge all with the mayonnaise and everything in it, and I'll eat that for like a lunch or something. I love that. But the sour cream I keep on hand all the time because I don't always buy sour cream. I try not to. All right, you know what? I'm going to take these out, and I'm going to transplant them. Just the big ones here. I just dropped it on the floor. And we'll try one stack and see if they are transplantable. try one. What have I got to lose, honestly, you know? They don't pop up, they don't pop up. I can just dump the soil and put it back in here. I'm just going to do them all in this one. I got like no space over here, guys. I got to clean up this mess before Lazarus gets home. Because I took over his side of the table. I do notice this Coast of Maine seed starting mix is more like you know what? I'm not even going to bother because it's going to be too hard to get these to stand up. I'll just hope that the other stuff sprouts. And I won't do them in these egg cartons anymore. I just won't. I got to do the radishes. I really like radishes. I'm the only one. And I started some on the 25th in the crappy soil outside, but I want to start some new ones. And I probably could start them right outside in the greenhouse at this point. It's probably warm enough that it would be all right. So I might go outside and do that. All right, let's see. What is this again? This is the carrots. We're not even carrot eaters. We're not even carrot eaters. Yeah, Sandra, me too. A lot less waste. I don't throw away nothing. Like Chris was I was cutting celery up for him every morning. Or every couple of days I cut up enough for several baggies for the week. But he stopped wanting it because of his teeth. So I had a little bit left over and I'm like, what do I do with it? What do I do with it? And it got to the point where it got old in the fridge, so I had to throw it away. So now I don't have to buy anymore. I'll use what I have in my Thrive Life. I love the onions too. Oh my God, I use the onions all the time. Yeah, I'm just going to scrap all these. I know it was just, I wanted to try them in these containers, but first of all, we really don't eat carrots. I can't have carrots. There's a sugar in them. And if I'm going to start them, I'll start them outside. Because that's just too much work for these little plants. Honestly. I'm learning now what to do and what not to do. So that's the good part about it. And not to start them in these little tiny trays, you know. Because this is actually, look at how tiny that is. That's just real tiny compared to that little seed start tray that's over there. I'd rather just start them in that big seed start tray. But I didn't have any of those small seed start trays. I started with the 3 inch trays and a few 2-inch. I'm gonna have to sweep. But I was watching M.I. Gardner and a few other channels, and they said, oh yeah. That's a good idea, Han Solo. I was watching a few of these other channels, and they were saying they pulled out all the different sizes of the seed starts, and they said what ones were best for what. Like the smallest size ones were good for the slow growing plants, like the herbs and things that grow very slow and can stay in the pots for a while, like the lettuce. That was like the little tiny holes there, and they're long and skinny. And then like the 2.5-inch plants are good for certain ones. I have it all written down. But you don't want to start them too big of a pot for one little seed, because then I forget why they explained it. It has more area to go to get the nutrients or something. I don't know. I don't remember. Don't remember, honestly. I have it all written down, though, so that I can go back. What is this one? This was my red onions. Let me try something. I'm going to try something, guys. Let's see if I can do it without disturbing. Nope, I just made a big honking mess. All over my shirt. Well, that one stood up. I'll stick this one in there. We'll check it out in a few days and see. Because I know onions are pretty hardy. This one's still, look at that. I got it everywhere. You all know me, guys, messing with breath. Hello. Hey, I'm doing a live stream.
Coming from fucking Oxford.
I'll look, but I haven't. I'm on a live stream right now. Say hi to everybody.
Hi, everybody.
I'm doing a live stream while I'm transplanting all my plants.
All right, yeah. I'll get the word out there, because the Mass Pike is moving freely, but all the trucks are on Route 20 going eastbound.
I don't know.
I'm going to be stuck in this when I leave this job site in Sturbridge.
You're getting paid by the hour?
Yeah.
Then there you go. You're all set.
All right.
Sandra Moody says hello, Chris. So does Sharon.
Hi, Sharon. Hey, Sandra.
I took everybody along with me this morning while I transplant all this stuff. It's making it more enjoyable for me to have everybody with me. I got quite the mess going on the floor. Oh, anyways, I'll check. I'll let you know.
Alrighty.
All right, I'll see you later.
All right,
Love you too.
Bye.
Bye. Y'all had a dose of Chris this morning. Where am I going to look up trucker convoy in Massachusetts? He seems to think there's a trucker convoy going on. Let me see. I don't know. Trucker convoy, Massachusetts. Let's see. Oh, that was in March. There's nothing going on right now. Yeah, there's nothing going on right now. He's just stuck in traffic and he doesn't like it. Hey, Ark, wow, man. Okay, so I transplanted 2 of those. What were they again? Shit. Oh, it's right here. The red onions, right? Let me make a label. Hold on before I forget. Hold on. I'm making quite the mess over here. All right, let me find a label. truck of compost. Oh, my husband. And pasta. There we go. I think I have enough space for one more tray, so I gotta make them. Well, I'm gonna put them under the grow lights for today to spruce them back up, but I'll put some stuff out in the greenhouse because it's like 20 degrees warmer in the greenhouse than it is outside. Oh yeah, okay, so I did that. I wanted to do some more lettuce, fresh lettuce. Bib lettuce. I've never tried bib lettuce, guys. And these are heirloom variety from American Seed from the Dollar Tree. Paris Island. I definitely want more lettuce because we love salads. I love salads. So maybe I'll just pull out these onions that have the black seed at the top and leave the ones that didn't. I don't know. I might just put some more in this one, and that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to fill up that one. All right. So we'll find a little hole spot for some more because you can put a lot of lettuce in. I mean, a lot of onions in. Why not? Just shove them all in there, right? Whoops, that one just dropped. I just lost one. I'm trying new things, guys. I lost my, there it is. Look at how long that is. We'll see. If they die overnight, then I know not to do this ever again. Oh, this is easier. Do it this way. I'll just shove some in these holes and see what happens, guys. Prop them back up. Prop them back up. We'll see what happens. Onions are pretty resilient from what I hear. They're pretty resilient. Just shove them in the holes. They're all standing up. Throw some more soil in there. Prop them up, prop them up. Then I'll water it in. And that way, more of a chance. And I'll save the seed starter mix. And now I know I won't do this next year in these containers. Too small. Just too small. It was just an idea I had. I mean, they grew in there. They're growing. But, you know, then you got to think about having to redo them anyway. So it's like, why do more work like that? And the seed starting mix is still good because it's just a, you know. Yeah. All right. Hey, Bee Charming. How are you today? Oh, I forgot to label it, didn't I? No, what is this one? I think that just has soil in it. Shit. Did y'all see what I was doing? Because I don't remember. Did I just put soil in here and that was it? Crap. Did y'all see? Because I don't know now. Oh, let's see. Let me grab a couple more of these flats here. I'm just going to mix the seed start in here with this one. Hopefully it'll turn it brown. There. I'm just going to fill up some trays. I mean, I got the seed starting mix, so might as well. Even if I have to bring them out to the greenhouse, I can do that. I can start them right along the edge on that little shelf. And I have a little space on the table left. All right. You know what? I filled this one up. I might as well use it, right? Let's see. What is this one? This one is heirloom variety Paris Island lettuce. 1/4 of an inch down, 12 inches seed spacing. So I'll put a couple because you know it's going to be hard to figure to try to put one of these seeds in each thing because they're tiny and they're like white almost, so that's like I'll just put one, 1/4 of an inch. I'll drop a couple in each. And that way I can thin them out. Because these seeds I've been holding on to these for years. These are the ones that I first got when I started buying seeds. So you got to use them or at some point. Gives me something to do today. I moved all my cookbooks already, and I gotta go down and put the laundry in the dryer. It's already been in the wash. So just cover that up just a little bit. Oh no, did I miss a hole? I think I missed a hole. All right. Then I'll water that in, but I'm going to make my label first. Bye, Sharon. Thanks for coming, honey. Hanging out with Boring Lee. I'm going to be wrapping it up soon. I got to finish up the radishes. That's what I was supposed to start with, the radishes. So heirloom, Paris Island. So I'm going to put lettuce. Paris Island, American seed. Company. And eventually later I'll bring these outside and I gotta water them in. All right, so those are done. Onions are kind of wilty, but even if I have to pull out some pots, if by some miracle all of these take, like my lettuces and, especially iceberg, you have to have they're big heads. So if by some miracle they all take, I have plenty of round pots that I can just transplant them into. Plus I have a sectioned out in the greenhouse for lettuce. All right, so now Bibb lettuce. Like I said, I've never had a Bibb lettuce. We getting our bacon, egg, and cheese biscuits. Oh, have a good time with that. I had eggs this morning. I crowd loose leaf lettuce and just cut the leaves off as I need them. Head type lettuces are the ones that you really need more space. Yeah, that's what I thought. Is Bibb lettuce? Bibb lettuce isn't like a head. It looks like a head. Let me see. 18 inches spacing. Well, I will put them all in this one. And then, this is the size I have to start them right now. And I'll just sprinkle a bunch on there. And then I'll just transplant them out, If they take, they take, and then I can separate them. Yeah. I'm just experimenting, so I know maybe what not to do for next year, because you never know what's going to happen with me. So Bibb lettuce, Ferry Morse, that's it. Oh, the date. Okay. Let me just throw some soil on top. Lightly soil on top. Okay. Yeah, I'm going to have to. I'll have to, once they all come out and sprout up, I'll have to thin it out. I know that. Yeah. I haven't even gotten out into the greenhouse yet, but I have so much on my mind. I still have a pile of clothes to fold. Let me see what else I have on the shelf. I'll be right back. I don't know if there's anything else that I need to. This one didn't, this is celery and only like one little sprout came out. So I'm going to take those out and I'll start celery in one of these things. Yeah, they didn't really come out. Oh, I hear it raining out there. Our water barrel's filled up all the way. So that's nice. I saw these really nice water barrels that they're actually brown resin or plastic or something. And they are actually they look like the real old fashioned water barrels. And they, Deep South Homestead has one and Homestead Tessie has one. So, but they're like $100 and something. Maybe next year, since we're not, all the grow, beds in the greenhouse will be done, I can buy decorative stuff to put out and make it look decent. I want to get a little bench or something for the end of the greenhouse outside. Either I'm going to get the vertical towers to put in front of it to grow vertically, like the green stalks. Because the Dollar Tree don't have those stackable ones anymore, and they're not good. They don't plan on getting them back in. I checked. I emailed the company, and they have no plans of restocking those. So, it's basically get one off of Amazon, or I do like the green stock ones though. I know they're a little more pricier, but they have everything, and just the reputation compared to the Amazon ones and stuff. I might get one to try out this year so that, for next year, I'll know if I want to order more or just get the green stock one like I planned. But I want to do more vertical on the ends of the greenhouse outside. And we're going to put paving stones, the thin paving, decorative paving stones on the whole front and back where you go in and out. And it's going to look really pretty. Kind of like what we had for the end of the pool where the bladder goes. Chris bought a couple and put them down. So we're going to do that. And I want to make it look pretty and look cute and adorable and not just a greenhouse. And that's what you see. You know what I mean? I want it to look inviting. Not that I want anybody hanging out in my greenhouse. I definitely don't want any children coming anything near it with like anything that could rip it. All right. I have to get out in the greenhouse. Hey, Moonlight Gypsy. Yeah, the green stalks are awesome for herbs, lettuces, radishes, even strawberries. I've been following the channels that use it. Roots and Refuge uses them. So I really want to get one, but it's pretty expensive right now. We really got to start putting money towards my car to be fixed for the AC and tires for both vehicles. So we did our last major spending on all the greenhouse stuff. And now we're going to go into saving mode for winter. And for the tires and stuff we need for the cars. Hey, Susie D. I haven't seen you in forever. Oh, my God. I hope you're doing well, honey. Oh, my gosh. So I mentioned this a little bit the other day, and I wanted to touch base and elaborate a little bit more. When things settle down in another probably week, maybe two, we are going to do a subscriber appreciation live stream with me and Chris. Just hang out, and it's going to be all about you guys, all about our subscribers, whatever's on topic. Just hang out with you, and we're going to give away some stuff just to the people that are in the live stream at the time. It's going to be a whole bunch of different seeds. All the new seeds that I bought, I have them in a pile over there. I bought them specifically for this reason, to give away, because I have plenty of seeds. And I want to use my older seeds from like the end of last year, the new stuff I want to give away. So there might be a few other things in there we don't know yet, but we want to do it for all of you because we have missed you guys. I haven't been I know Chris does. He hasn't been hanging out as much because he's just straight out working. Some nights he don't get home until almost 8 o'clock, and now it's really picking up. And before he gets too busy, he wants to touch base. And, hey, Miss Kim, I don't know, Lewis. I don't know when. I said in a week or so, when me and Chris can sit down and be awake and not tired and not running around enough to sit down and enjoy the time with you guys. But it is on my to-do list. And you can always save if it's too late past the season in a couple of weeks to grow the seeds, you can always save them for next year. There'll be the new stuff that I bought just in the last couple of weeks, so they'll be good enough for next year. But I have a few other ideas of what I want to give to the subscribers. I don't want to make it too expensive, and it's going to be strictly United States, unfortunately, because I cannot ship to Canada. I don't have the money to be spending to ship to Canada. I will check the postal rates for just like a single envelope, and if I can throw a package of seeds in for real, not an expensive amount to ship, I'll do Canada. I'll know more at the live stream. But we're not going to go broke sending stuff out. We just don't have it like that right now. So, I don't think those onions are going to make it. They're already dipping down. Maybe once I put some water and put them under the lights. How are you, Miss Kim? But yeah, I know Chris and we just want to get on here. But it's like everything. Everybody's busier in the spring when you can start your planting and getting things going. And poor Chris has been running ragged. I've had him running ragged. Running ragged. I was supposed to go out to the greenhouse and mark up where I want some hooks hung, and I didn't even get to do that because I stubbed my toe yesterday and I cracked my toenail, and I was like, oh. And then I was messing with the temperature thermometers, and then I was messing with the hose, and I got soaking wet. It's like, that's why I don't enjoy gardening. I'm going to be very honest with you because nothing ever goes right. Everything that we have gotten has given me a problem, or things are harder than they need to be for me. Like literally watering cans in the top of the pool, 4-foot pool, and then I'm lifting it out and I'm hurting in here because we had in the beginning we had the cattle panels in front of the hose spigot, so we couldn't get to it. And then he moved that, and then the hose was broken. It was so old. It was 4 or 5 years old when we bought this house. So we needed a new hose, and luckily I had a spare one. But the reason I didn't use that spare one last year, it was one of these kinkless hoses. It's like a fabric hose. And I bought it because it said it wouldn't kink up. Well, I would start using it, and then it would just stop spewing the water out. It would like lock up on itself. I don't know what is up with that. And I'd have to shut it off at the house and then empty all the water out of it and then turn it back on and it would start again. So I got tired of that. So I got to break down and go buy a new hose because the one we have is 4 or 5 years old. Or Chris is going to cut the end off and put the new end piece on it. We'll see. You having storms coming in, Miss Kim? Oh, broken ankle, Susie D. Oh, well, just take it easy, honey. Yeah, as you can see, this is my morning. I've been transplanting stuff that I started in stupid egg cartons and are too small. Which I think those onions are not going to make it. They're all falling. We'll see. I'll leave them for a night under the lights. If they don't, I'm just going to pull them out and put something else there. So, radishes. Radishes. I love my I'm the only one that likes radishes. I heard that you can fry them up. Fry radishes. Did not know that. Let's see. These were new from 2022. They're called Pink Lady Slippers. I have some started outside. So I'll do some more of those. And I'll do Cherry Giants. Oh, I gotta do broccoli for Chris because the other broccoli's not doing that great. Oh, these are heirlooms. Oh, these are heirlooms too. So I'll do like 1 or 2 of those. Because you want to space your radishes out and do some each week or every other week. So you have them growing continuously. Peas, I'm going to start right out. Actually, I'm going to do peas in the coffee filters, and then I'll transplant them out into the greenhouse. So let me find my peas. Because I have the peas I started already outside. Expanded hose blew up on me. Yeah, it seems like that's what it wants to do. It's like, oh my gosh, and I got soaked yesterday. Soaked. And it makes me not want to garden. It makes me, when everything is a problem, everything I tried to do is a problem, I just don't want to do it. I'm a baby like that. Not even going to lie. I'm a baby like that. Oh, I have basil. I think my basil popped. Sprouted over there. Oh, the dwarf gray pea pods, the sugar pea pods. I'm doing those. Just trying to see what I got here. Oh, the carrots I tossed. I'll start some more in the greenhouse. Plus, I have the onions that are coming. It's 3 different kinds of onions. They're Walla Wallas. There's 3 different. It was from DixonFarms.com, and they're actually onion starts. So they've been started, and they're about this tall or so. Rose Red uses them, and she did wonderful because she said she has a very hard time growing onions from seed, and she has a hard time from the onion sets. So she found the transplant ones, and this company strictly does onions. And she did very well last year, and she was explaining how onions, the perfect onion will have 13 stems coming out, which means 13 rings. Each stem is a ring around the onion, and you want 13 is one of the best. And so the number to remember is 3 when it comes to onions. 3 and the 13. She explained it all. So I ordered from that site she was talking about. The candy onions were not available. People pre-order those way ahead of time, apparently. But I tried the 3. It was a sampler, and they give you up to 50 and there's several of each. There's 3 different kinds, and you just literally put them in the hole. And I watched another homestead channel, Off Grid with Stacy and somebody I forget. They're popular too. They were using them as well because they had trouble with the onions growing from seed and they also did the sets too. But all right, so these I'm going to do out in the greenhouse. The radishes, I could start the radishes outside too in the greenhouse. I think I might do that. So greenhouse. Well, I'm gonna do carrots in here and broccoli in here. I think broccoli can go outside too. But I'm going to try some in here. I'll do the broccoli because Chris really likes broccoli. And the broccoli that I started outside, it's just in crappy soil. Doug and Stacy, yeah. Thank you, Han Solo. Stop when there's a problem. My life is a problem sometimes. All right, so I'm going to do some broccoli. Now, the broccoli, I keep saying I'm going to do my radishes, but I guess I'm going to go out in the greenhouse and do the radishes. Why not? Why not just start them out there? I'll just fill up my little seed starts in here and bring them outside. Oh, no. I wonder if I could put them in the Coast of Maine Stonington blend right into the bed. Or would I need the seed starting? This one is called Urban Garden Seeds. Broccoli Waltham is the name of it. Let me do out my little tag first because, you know, I'll forget because I'll be running at the lips. And the thing I don't like about this company is that they don't write anything on here. So there's literally, you have to know what you're doing. And I don't know what I'm doing. How far apart do you put broccoli? How big are the seeds? They're really small. I don't know. All right, so we're going to put broccoli, Waltham. That's a city here in Massachusetts. Yeah, Susie D, those are called sets, onion sets. And I have some I planted out in the grow boxes that way. But Rose, and inside the greenhouse, but Rose Red and Doug and Stacy did some too. But apparently I did them wrong and I buried them. So I have to go and take them out and not bury them. I did not know that. And Rose Red just has trouble doing them from seed or from those sets. So she buys the transplants. So they're already started, which means you don't have to wait very long to get an onion. So that's why I ordered them. Trying different ways. That way I know what works best for me. I have some from seed. Some sets, and I have some, I ordered the starts. And whichever way works the best, I'll do that next year. Broccoli drew a lot of bugs. Broccoli, you can start a bunch and then thin them out when they sprout. Okay. Thank you for that, because I'm doing it right now, girly girl. Look. How deep do I put this little seed? They look really tiny. Like what? 1/4 of an inch or a 1/2 inch or an inch? How deep do I go for the broccoli? I just dropped something on the floor. Watch me grow a broccoli in my wood floor. Right in between the crack. Okay, Ginger Ninja, how deep do I go? And these are tiny. Answer me. How deep do I put them? Do I put them in like the lettuce, just sprinkle them on? I mean the onions? Or do I actually make a little hole? Because of course, I don't remember what I did to that other box outside. Equine. Hey, Equine. Yeah, Susie D. I was watching thank you, Equine. Susie D. I was watching Bumblebee Junction, how they did their onions. They lay them on the porch, but they layer the stalks to dry out for a couple weeks. And M.I. Gardner did the same thing. And then some people do, they braid them, but I don't think I'm going to braid them. I think I'm just going to lay them down and okay. All right. So that is done. The broccoli's done. I'm going to do some more carrots. Oh, these are heirloom. Not recommended to start carrots inside. So I will do these in the greenhouse in the raised bed. That way they'll stay there. But it says they can take, they 2 to 4 weeks before your average last frost date. And when the soil is at least 45. And it's good out there. Every 3 weeks sowing 10 to 12 seeds before your average last fall date. Fall, winter, and spring, their carrots are primarily grown. Fourth of an inch deep, 1 inch apart. Thinning, when 1 inch tall, thin to every. See, that's what I got to write down in my little, like for these things, which I don't grow. And broccoli, I have to write down on my binder, like the seed spacing, the depths, and then thin at a certain height. That I got to, so I don't have to keep looking for the back of the package. Oh, I got to put that over here. That's going to go out. So I'm going to do those. So I'm going to have to go outside after, which means I'm probably going to have to carry the seed starting tray outside. Anyways, I think I'm going to bug out of here for now because I have to go down and put laundry in the dryer and vacuum the living room and then head outside in the greenhouse before the kids get home and start these plants. Deep South. I follow Deep South, so I'm going to write that down. Check out Deep South for the carrots. Deep South. I love Deep South. I email Wanda all the time. She was telling me what temperature gauges things to use, and I've asked her about this, the soil amendments that she uses, and she emails me back and tells me, the answers. I'm constantly emailing her for questions. Like she emailed me back and told me where to get the fabric for the floor and everything, and the stuff that we needed for the greenhouse. So we ordered from there, and we used their coupon code. All right, guys. I think I'm gonna. Isn't Breaking Bad awesome? I'm collecting the series on DVD. I get them when I see them at the thrift store. So I got a few seasons already. All right, guys. Thank you guys for coming. I got to go deal with the laundry and vacuum and get all this stuff over under the grow lights to start, and I said I was going to start some outside too. Well, you know what? I'll wait and see if they sprout. If they sprout, then I'll bring them outside. All right, guys. I appreciate every one of you, and I will see you guys soon. And hopefully me and Chris can come up here soon and hang out with you together and appreciate our subscribers more than we already do. I will, Ginger Ninja. I will, because I have a lot of questions. And that's why I like doing this live, because you guys help me out at the time I need it. I sprinkle my carrot seeds on top of the soil. Place a wet cardboard over top of them. Once the wet cardboard is dry, that's when I know that they have bonded to the soil. Oh, that's a good idea. Thank you, guys. All right, everybody. Have a great day. I got to get myself moving. I look like I'm tired. I am tired. This weekend kicked our butts, but I do appreciate all you guys coming.